Hello everyone and welcome to the 2021 Shelly Sharpe Memorial presented by Spinners on the Green. Wait. All right, this is a little bit different, so let me catch you up. The FPO division was teeing off earlier in the day, and throughout the weekend, we weren't able to capture the footage because they were kind of overlapping with the MPO. So during this final round, we were able to push back the MPO tee time just a little bit in order to be able to go out and capture the last few holes of the FPO battle. There's just 4 of them. They're all on the lead card together. So we decided we could run out, catch up with them on hole 13, and then follow them in throughout the rest of the round. So that's the footage that we have for you. There's a great battle going on. Jennifer Allen has been going back and forth with Ohn Scoggins throughout the entire weekend. Of course, we're going to give you all 4 women for the bonus coverage, but I wanted to set it up for you. So that's what's happening. We're going to come in at hole 13, and they're going to watch this play out throughout the rest of the tournament. This is the first PDGA A tier of the year. We're excited to give you the coverage of the entire event, along with this additional bonus coverage that we were able to go out and capture. It's been a long weekend. We're ready to get to it, though. So let's re-roll that intro and get back with it on hole 13. So again, welcome everyone to the 2021 Shelly Sharpe Memorial, presented by Spinners on the Green. Final round, final few holes of the Vista del Camino XL layout that we're seeing, and our FPO division is ready to go on hole number 13. Just one hole will play differently from the men's side versus the FPO side, but hole 13 remains the same, 405 feet straight ahead. Obviously the danger, the OB water on that right side, and then both mandatories and sidewalk can come into play on the left side. As of right now, Ohn Scoggins has a little bit of a cushion over Jennifer Allen. She sits with a 3-stroke advantage. Ohn recently awarded the Virtual Putting Invitational Champion on the Disc Golf Pro Tour. I don't want to say awarded. She went out and earned it in magnificent fashion. Good forehand right up the middle. This is Hannah Stefanovich. And Hannah clearing the water. You hear a little bit of that wind. It was relatively calm throughout the weekend, but in a little bit early going of the day, you can hear a little bit of breeze. Jennifer Allen hits land, but then kicks out into the right. She'll take it from where she was last inbounds. Additional pressure, her versus Ohn. She's got 6 holes to try and make up these 3 strokes, and that's just to force a playoff. And this is San Diego's own Brandie Myers, sponsored by Discraft. She slipped a little bit on the tees, and I know that was a conversation as to why some players were teeing off to the sides of the tees. If there were the little white whiskers, that means they were permitted to do so. And that is right side, but safe. We'll see if she can get up and down from there. Good safe shot by Hannah, just a little bit short. One thing I picked up, this I think is my first time filming Hannah. She's a quick player, and she almost gets us a few times. I'll spoil that much for you guys. Jen's jumper is short. And Ohn, who's really been just racking up pars throughout the weekend, puts it right next to the basket. This is a great hole to walk away with a par. This is a bonus birdie no matter who you are. Brandie lining up her forehand. This is a 3rd shot. And maybe just a bit low.
Putting the height on it makes me...
And Jen wasn't messing with anything. Gary nor I were ready for the super quick layup, and she just walked up and threw it right underneath the basket. She didn't want to make things any worse, and it looks like she'll be relinquishing 2 more strokes to Ohn at this point.
Get it. Can't be scared.
Yeah, I think you can be scared. There's water directly behind the basket that's elevated. I think being scared is perfectly fine there. Hannah had just a better angle on it. Unfortunately, she wasn't able to convert, but at least the water wasn't directly behind where she was putting. Jen will tap in for the double bogey, and again, that's giving 2 strokes to Ohn.
Nice putt, Hannah.
Hannah and Brandie, as you see, pretty close in scores overall. And Ohn and Jennifer, who are rated, I feel like just a few points off of one another, very, very close. And you see that working throughout this weekend. Ohn comes into the weekend rated 948, and Jennifer rated 949. So if they played 10 rounds together, that means Jennifer, on average, would beat Ohn by 1 stroke if they were playing to their averages and their ratings. We head over to hole number 14, a par 4, 655 feet. Sidewalks on the right. The adjacent fairway, I should say hole number 6's fairway, is on the left side. That's also out of bounds. And there's usually a Mando or two here, including the one right off the tee, trying to keep people away from the sidewalks. Ohn recently promoted to the Innova Star team. And you see very, very reliant on that forehand. Again, a stark contrast between, say, her and Jennifer. Jennifer, I think, very reluctant to go to a forehand. Good pull out in the center there for Hannah. Huge shout out. I'll say it yet again as we have some people passing through the fairway, some park patrons. Huge shout out. Pete Ulibari is the one that really made all of our drone hole previews possible throughout the weekend. And Jen just trying to put a ton on it to use her distance to her advantage, and keeps it a little bit high, catching the tree. And that should be a pretty good angle for Brandie there. Big shout out also to First Light, taking care of Gary and I and our accommodations for the weekend. Love you guys. Really appreciate all the help and the support. I know Jen is out here often playing. She's local to the area and has been for a couple of years now. That's in the fairway, a little bit low, but an up and down from there should net her a par. And Ohn is, we'll say, leaking off to that right-hand side. Hannah closer to the OB left side than I realized after her second shot.
I don't know why.
Naturally, everybody wants to blame me. And to be fair to these women, we weren't there and able to capture them the first 2 rounds. And unbeknownst to them, Gary and I showed up with just 6 holes left to play. And not everyone's used to getting film. So I do appreciate them accommodating us coming out to try and get the bonus footage. Good wind up and pull, but on that right side there for Hannah.
Gary's like, it's okay, I'm not using this footage. No.
Come on, Jen. Of course I'm using this footage. We're here to watch some FPO golf. Jen's third shot. Ooh, and that's a good one. Nice shot. I don't laugh in a mean way. I'm just really surprised to see Ohn make that mistake, knowing how good she is at approaching. And if there's anyone that can make up for it, it's Ohn when it comes to the putting green. Just absolutely deadly. A little bit long there for Hannah. I know both Hannah and Jen very, very active in promoting the women's disc golf in the scene.
Great run.
Owen's almost able to cash it in and save the par. She'll have a tap-in bogey. Sweet bogey save there by Hannah. And we're really seeing, this is the first mistake here by Ohn. Well, here's Jen. Now she's switching things up on us. I think she's been struggling with her putting prior to us arriving. And she kind of confirms that here.
Have you ever seen anyone completely switch their putting style during a round?
Maybe.
Sometimes when things aren't working for you, you try and switch it up. And she's gone to the turbo putt, at least momentarily.
Nice, Brandie.
Brandie with the lone par on the card. And as Ohn taps this in, this will be her first non-par of the round. She's had 13 pars, and this is her only bogey up until this point. So Ohn Scoggins has been very consistent. Come in on hole number 15. Now, this is the one that was shortened to 450 feet instead of a little over 700 feet. So they're playing off to the left side of what we would see from the regular tee, which is back into the right a couple hundred feet. So they're on the left side, just really making this hole shorter and coming in on that left side.
That's a long up shot.
The mandatories do still come into play here. So that's something to consider. They're on the left side, trying to keep you away from the sidewalks. And Ohn easily clears it. Hannah was ready to go. And Jen with just a great line, great power, playing it way out wide. And you just really couldn't ask for a better shot than that. As I kind of try to pan over toward the pin. Again, the pins remain the same all weekend for everybody. It was just a few of the tees were different on the FPO side. Dancing. Comes to rest in bounds after taking a little walk over there on the sidewalk. Beautiful approach by Hannah. Ohn with an easy standstill, and just like that, trying to negate the one blemish she's had thus far. And she's put herself in great position to pick the birdie up here on hole 15.
Ah, that's way too high. Damn it.
One of the rare forehands there by Jen. Brandie lining up her putt. Just a bit high. Good angle. And Jen decides she's going to put it right next to the pin. And we'll tap in and walk away with a par, which is too bad for her because this hole does set up so well for her power off the tee. And a solid putting stroke. Hannah drills it in. Nice putt. And Ohn will pick up another stroke. Trying to close this thing out with just a few holes left to play. Again, Ohn is even on the day. 1 bogey, 1 birdie. And has a comfortable 6-shot lead. My disc in a box for all your disc shipping needs and supplies. Plastic bags, 2 and 4 mil, along with cardboard boxes, perfect for shipping your disc. Reach out if you need some. Vista del Camino, hole 16's basket. Up here, perched on the hillside, we see that OB road on the right. And then also that sidewalk, which almost always comes into play on that left-hand side. Ohn opting for the area just to the left of the tee for her throw.
I thought she had your sign. The sign?
Yeah.
Me too.
And Hannah thinking she maybe
Yesterday, Jen's like,
almost got the short, the tee sign there, but she stayed clear of it. A really good shot. And I love the angle that she's at. If you're on the hillside, short and right, you have the hill to still deal with in a very delicate approach. At least when you're on the bottom of the hill, kind of facing up, throwing it flat and getting it to land flat is a lot easier to do. Jen. And that's kind of one of those iffy areas where it's kind of hard to approach. You're not really close enough that you want to run it. I'm not saying Jen's secretly wishing for any disasters here, but she's going to need some help if she's going to try and catch Ohn. Yeah. The hill treats Ohn right, and she will have that for a par. Brandie has I believe a buzz. And I like that play. Again, looking up at the basket. Hannah also able to bring it in relatively flat. And Jen with a good jumper. Maybe she could have had a little more to the right so it would have leaked down, but that's still very makeable. Brandie uphill. These are dangerous. Okay, what do I know? Solid putt. And Ohn, easy par. One of the few times Ohn has struggled on the course this weekend. It looks like hole 16 got her during the second round. She took a double bogey here the day before. I'm guessing that hill came into play. Jen's lining up the turbo. Very nice.
Uphill turbo.
I think she just galloped. I think that's a gallop. That's a successful turbo putt gallop. I don't know if I've seen Johnny McRae do that one or not, but I like it. I think he should incorporate it more, actually, if he doesn't already. So really solid 3 pars. No, correction, 4 pars as we move through 16. Just 2 holes left to play as they head to 243 foot. Hole 17, the shortest hole on the course. I don't want to say arguably the easiest. It statistically is the easiest hole on both the FPO and the MPO side. So this is a must-get birdie. Ohn with the standstill forehand. This is okay. And Hannah maybe subconsciously saying, whatever you do, don't throw it over by the sidewalk. and then pulls it to the right. So that probably will be just a layup. There's OB on that left-hand side with the rocks and the sidewalk. Beautiful forehand. Inside the circle for Brandie. Jen's got a putter in her hands. And a really nice spot for her to land, just above the basket. This is all about angle. And I think plop is the correct word. She plops it down nicely right there. Ohn obstructed just above the basket.
Oh, let's go!
Killer. Just no big deal. Death putt downhill. OB rollaway potential. Straddled out. And there you have it. I mean, that's why she's your virtual putting invitational champion and one of the deadliest putters in the entire FPO division. And I'm looking forward to seeing her a little bit more in 2021 as Brandie just barely stays in bounds. And Jen says, I'm not messing with a rollaway. I'm going to walk away with a par. Clearly, it looks like she's conceded to the idea of second place. She's really in no danger, obviously, of third and fourth at this point. Now, this is a great teachable moment. Brandie did not go out of bounds, but even when you don't go out of bounds, you can still bring your disc in up to 1 meter. And that's exactly what she's doing there. So you don't have to be OB to bring it in 1 meter. And you don't have to bring it in a full meter is also something that's really good to know. Sometimes you may be 8 inches from the OB line, and it only benefits you to bring it in 24 inches, so you can do just that. You have up to 1 meter to bring it in. That's rule 803 something. I don't have it at my fingertips, folks. And thank you to the PDGA, of course, this PDGA A tier. 381 feet to close things out, our final hole of the opening A tier of the year. They've added 2 mandatory, we'll call them trees, on that right-hand side. So again, just trying to keep people away from throwing toward the sidewalk. And then you have the OB water on the left side. And are we going to see a... Nope, we're not going to see a backhand. We're going to see the forehand just out and over by Ohn Scoggins. She was waiting for a few players and people to get out of the way.
Next time I'll be trying to throw a backhand.
She says next time I'll try and throw backhand. And Hannah clearing it with ease. What a great shot coming up just short of the Mando trees. I use trees. I'll use that in air quotes, folks. Mando pillars.
Go today.
And easily clearing for Brandie as well. So, I need you guys to like and comment. We all know that helps the algorithms. You hear all the YouTubers saying it. You guys have given so much love and support for this coverage. I appreciate it. I hope you appreciate a little bit of this FPO action as we're closing things out. Ohn Scoggins.
That was for you, Tara.
Getting it done. And wow. Oh, Jen, I appreciate that. So that's what I do want to know. Jen says that's for me. Well, I'd like to know, how aggressive are you going to be? If you were playing hole 18, are you trying to park it? Are you trying to put it right there at 381 and you got the Mandos on the right and the water on the left? Or are you just trying to get it over? And would you be content with the 3? That's what I need you to leave in the comments for me. That might make you eligible. Well, that will make you eligible to possibly win either a disc or a shirt from me. Brandie trying to close it out. I will say again, thank you, Spinners on the Green. Thank you to Chris. Thank you to First Light, Pete Ulabari, all the event supporters and sponsors. Thank you to the women for being so kind and accommodating for us to come out and get this last little bit of their round and of the tournament, and also to the MPO players who had to stand down for a few minutes to make sure that we could get this all captured and documented. And so with that, it looks like the standings will remain as they started. Ohn Scoggins, your champion here at the 2021 Shelly Sharpe Memorial presented by Spinners on the Green. I love you guys. I appreciate it. Please make sure you like, share, and subscribe. And we're looking forward to seeing you at the next event, wherever that might be. Looks like Maricopa, Arizona is where we'll be. Again, thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you next time.